What we know, Bev, is that energy prices have been going up steadily since the summer, and not too many of us here in the Western world want to talk about it, because the idea we might be in for another winter of very high energy prices would undermine the whole notion that inflation's coming down, interest rates are soon going to come down, and we're going to hit the economic sunlit uplands. But reality, I'm afraid, is imposing on that scenario. The OPEC energy exporters cartel, the oil exporters cartel, they've been squeezing supply for several months now, largely due to their concerns about the war in Ukraine. They don't see the war in Ukraine the way the West sees it. They see it from Russia's point of view. Oil prices have gone up from $70 to around $90 a barrel in the last couple of months. As any van driver will tell you, diesel and petrol have gone up a lot in price. And now gas prices are starting to go up too. Have a look at some of these numbers. Just last Friday, Bev and Richard, natural gas was 88p per therm. And yesterday, it was up at 125p, £1.25p. That's a more than 40% increase. And as you say, that's because of concerns about sabotage on an important gas interconnector between Finland and Estonia. That's been failing. The authorities are investigating that. And also violence in the Middle East, of course. That's leading to concern about oil supplies more generally. A lot of oil obviously comes from the Middle East. And if this violence between Israel and Hamas escalates, then we could be in for further energy price rises.
Absolutely. And Liam, sometimes you can get a sort of speculative bubble from the traders on the back of this if they think it's a one-way trade upwards. I mean, 42% in just a couple of days on gas. This has serious implications in the West on inflation and then everything that flows from that. I think this is a much, much more dangerous moment than anybody is giving it credit for.
I think so. You know, Richard, you're a businessman. You and I have been talking literally for months, haven't we, privately, about our concerns about these energy price rises. And now here we are talking about them on national television. And a word on gas. We don't just use gas to, heat up our baked beans on toast. Gas accounts for 40% of all electricity generation in the UK. Gas-fired power stations are the real engine room of where we get our electricity from in the UK. And when the wind doesn't blow and the sun doesn't shine, it's always gas-fired power stations which then take up the slack in renewable energy. So the price of electricity for both households and for firms, already more expensive in the UK than anywhere else in Europe, could go up more. This is an awful thing for me to have to say. I know this will worry a lot of households, a lot of firms who have been looking forward to lower energy prices this autumn. But both on the front of gas and oil, the combination of what the OPEC energy exporter cartel is doing, the concerns that have emerged over the last 48 hours about more sabotage of pipelines in the Baltics. Of course, the pipeline between Russia and Germany was blown up. No one's quite sure who did that. Plus violence in the Middle East. I'm afraid that unless things change, it points to higher energy prices as the nights draw in and winter comes.
Let me ask you a stupid question, if you don't mind. Who benefits from this pipeline being damaged?
Well, that's a difficult thing to speculate about. Just eyeing it from here, if energy prices are higher, obviously the energy companies benefit from that. I don't really want to get into the geopolitics of whether Russia benefits or Ukraine benefits or America benefits, because we'd literally, Bev, we'd be here for about half the morning discussing that to give that complex set of ideas the fair hearing that it needs. But look, in the here and now, there's going to be, it looks like there are going to be higher energy prices this winter than we envisaged. They may even be as high as last year. That, of course, has implications for governments because they're going to have to then start subsidising households again at a time when governments are pretty cash-strapped. Look, maybe it won't come to this. Maybe energy prices will come down. But for now, at least, there are some very worrying signs that we're in for another winter of expensive energy.
OK, thank you, Liam.